Ignore my gross kitchen. I'm making coffee, so I let the dog out on a leash while I was doing that. So now I gotta formally invite her back in. Oh, but she's still taking care of business. And it is snowing, which sucks, but it's December 1st, so I guess fine. Although this is actually our third snow, I think. It's not like we're new here in Rochester. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I just spent a long time trying to figure out where I can sit on this couch and not have my back door in my glasses. And it cannot be done. So sorry for that. You can look at the little moose instead if my shiny lenses are bothering you. It is December 6th, and this is a weekly wrap-up. So, if you've been around for the last few days, you know that I am doing 31 Days of Kenya, which is basically an attempt to post every single day on this channel. So that kind of makes it hard to think about what I should talk about after a week of already having posted things. So on Tuesday of last week, that was December 1st, I posted the intro and just, you know, hey, I'm going to be doing this. I also posted a throwback review on Thursday, so that's going to hopefully be what I do every Thursday. The one I did this week was for Peter and the Starcatcher, which is a great middle grade series of books that's full of adventure and heartfeltness based on the Peter Pan mythos. So couldn't recommend that book series enough for you folks looking for something like that. I also posted, I did not post a tag, I don't think, but I will be posting tags on Tuesday. I'm a liar. I'll be posting tags on Monday. So I have the unpopular book tag, unpopular opinions book tag queued up for tomorrow. So what else happened last week? It was kind of a not too busy week. Well, actually it was a super busy week at work. And I have a lot of things that are due this week because the middle of the week is, middle of the month is coming up. So today I know that I need to just like sit down and like map out what I need to make sure I'm taking care of this week. So I'll be doing that today. And last week, you know, I saw patients because that's what I do for work, and worked with some people. And I also had a tough conversation on Friday, a couple of tough conversations on Friday just about work. So did that. But they went well, so that's awesome. On Saturday, yesterday, I took both of my kids to buy coats. So we went to Burlington Coat Factory, and one of them loved the first coat she tried on, and the other one didn't like the ones that they found there. So we ended up going to a couple of different places, and I hate them all, but it was okay because I like spending time with them. And then had to drop the car off for an oil change and went to Chili's, which I love. Oh, I'll post a picture of my delicious food if I still have it. So I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell you about last week. I think that these weekly wrap-ups really highlight that I should kind of take notes throughout the week sometimes, because there's no way I can keep up with everything. I also posted the first part of my TBR for December, just the TBR cards part, because when I was recording that and just doing the TBR cards, I was totally not thinking about all the other books I needed to be reading. So I'm going to try, of course, and double dip. So the TBR cards that I pulled was a debut, which should be easy to do. I have one that I'm excited about already. And I'm also currently reading Not All Boys Are Blue, All Boys Aren't Blue, I think, by Matthew Johnson. And I'm reading that one because I need to recommend a book around masculinity for my monthly book recommendation for Blackout magazine. So I'm thinking that will be a good one. And I would probably actually recommend that book, All Boys Aren't Blue and Heavy by, I'm forgetting the author of that book. But both of those are memoirs that I think are great explorations of the theme of masculinity. So I will probably recommend both of those for the magazine this month. And I, of course, have a book group coming up. So I will be posting a part 2 of December TBR. I also went through a Read Harder challenge to find out how close I was, because I was thinking I was pretty close. So I'm going to post a video about that too this week. So I feel like now this weekly wrap up has turned into a weekly prediction for next week. So I'm going to stop talking about that and tell you about Black Sunday by Tola Rotimi Abraham. I believe I'm saying the second name correctly, but I'll put a picture of the book up here and you'll be able to see her name. So if you enjoyed Britt Bennett's The Vanishing Half and Homegoing by Yad Gigasi, then you'll probably also really enjoy Black Sunday. So it is about a family in Nigeria, and the story is told in, the chapters are highlighting 4 children in this family. So they mostly center around the 2 oldest girls who are twins, but there are 2 boys as well. So when the kids are young, they grow up in relative comfort in Nigeria. Both parents are making, the parents are making good money, things like that. And then mom loses her job and can't find another one. And dad is the kind of dad who doesn't have a steady flow of income, but he often has kind of side hustles and things, what is that called? Pokers in the fire. He always has the next get rich scheme kind of ready. And what happens is that all of his schemes fail and they lose a lot of money, and then mom leaves. She basically abandons the family. And for a while, dad attempts to take care of everyone, but ultimately he drops the kids off at his mother's house and he also leaves. And so the chapters are from the point of view of each of the kids as they're growing up. So I think the book spans maybe 20 years. And the 2 girls, like I said, are twins. One of them is really, she is finding a faith in God. So they had joined a church, the family had joined a church, and she finds some connections with the church, and then she's trying to figure out how to become a radio personality. And in doing so, she connects with a member of the church and becomes a religious figure. And the other daughter, sister, woman, is much more embedded in sort of the secular community and makes lots of different choices. Both, are trying to figure out ways to take care of themselves and find their place in the world. And then the boys also grow up, and we kind of see what's happening with the family in relation to the family as they're getting older from each of their points of view. And at one point, the mom comes back having started having another child elsewhere, which I thought was a really interesting kind of thing that happened. She comes back when one of the kids is getting married, and before that time, they hadn't seen her since they were young. So it's a great book about families and choices and hardship and trying to find your way and relationships, and really how these kids are shaped, at least in part, by the abandonment of their families and the choices that they're making in order to figure out how to live and survive and move forward. I think the boys, at least one of the boys, maybe both of the boys, go to a school where abuse is typical, and one of them is sort of remembering a situation where he made choices that continue to haunt him as well. So it was really good. I recommend it, particularly for folks who are kind of diversifying their bookshelf with authors and stories from outside of the US. I think I give it 4 stars. I give most things 4 stars unless there's something either outstanding that bumps it up, or like gaps or things I didn't really like about it that would bring it down to 3. But I loved the writing. I actually listened to it in an audiobook. I love an accent. I love multiple cast members in a story in an audiobook. So, you know, the men are played by male sounding voices, and females are played by female sounding voices, versus the, which I don't always mind, but the woman who's playing the man voices, you know, and the men who are playing the women voices, like, I don't always mind that either, but I like it when there's a cast. I guess that's it for the week. I attached a little bit of footage to my intro of decorating the card catalog that I posted December 1st. And then in this video is just a quick glimpse of my backyard when it was snowing on the 1st, and a little bit of a view of the Barnes & Noble trip that I took yesterday. And of course I got books, and of course I will be posting about those as well. So week 2 of 31 Days of Kenya starts tomorrow with the unpopular book opinions tag. Catch you on the next one.